Today I'm painting the Chaos King from the Chaos expansion of Vanguard of War. Alright, so the Chaos King is primed with Army Painter's Ultramarine blue because he had a beautiful blue armor. And I figured that would be a good start. Now, this is the first time I'm going to be using some of this Citadel dry paint. I did not know how to use it too much, so I'm going to use it a few times on here. So I start off with this golden Griffon, and I tried just to hit the edges of his armor and anywhere that I think that there would be a nice little golden highlight, but it wasn't as gold as I was expecting it to be. But I mean, it turns out pretty nice. And I'm also trying a different camera angle, which I realized after, because I'm right-handed, you're going to see my right hand a lot more. So sorry about that, but you still get to see how I paint this guy. Again, thank you for coming back to the channel. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It means a lot to me. Moving on, we're going to be using Citadel Dry again, Imrik Blue. And I'm actually going to hit this on his cape, just to give it a little bit more like depth, so that the color pops out a little bit more, the edges come out a bit more. Yeah, so now we're going to be using Ghoul Gray, and this is going to be just on his hair. He had this beautiful like whitish hair, and I figured Ghoul Gray has a nice cold color to it. Now I'm going to mix up some Zombicide Invader's Rigid Brown and some Army Painter's Cultist Robe, because I noticed he had like these tentacles everywhere, and I thought they were spikes from armor and stuff at the beginning, so you'll see I missed some and come back and paint, but then I'm like, oh no, wait a minute, I think this is part of his like skin and they're protruding from his armor. Anyways, these Vanguard of War miniatures are amazingly detailed, but sometimes a little hard to paint because you got to figure out what is what. To tell you about Ko-fi.com, so that link will be in the description. You can support the channel. I'm looking at buying new equipment for my recording options and photography options as well, so please feel free to donate any amount you want, and you'll be able to join my Discord server as a supporter automatically. So this guy has a lot of these little spike things everywhere. So Vanguard of War is actually a pretty interesting tower defense game by Archon Studios. This miniature was voted on in my Discord channel. It was a previous project after I was done Zombicide, so I figured, oh well, I'll pay another expansion. So this is the Chaos expansion. So I start off with the King, and I'm going to move on to his Knights in a later video, so stay tuned for that one. Alright, so I'm going to be using Army Painter's Blue Tone Wash, and this is going to go over the armor again, as well as his cape or robe, and this is just to get a little bit more bluish on the armor look, and as well on that gold, but I'll come back and highlight the gold again later on. But I just want to get inside the depths and give him some recesses, give it some natural highlights and stuff, and I got over that gold gray, Ghoul Gray, sorry, on his hair, just to give it a little bit more of a bluish look, more like he almost looks like a Ice King or something instead of Chaos. Anyways, Alright, now we're going to be moving on to Skeleton Bone, and this is all for those skulls on the base. Now this is one thing with Vanguard of War. Their bases are amazing. Like, they're already all done. They have all the details. The rocks are there. There's tubes sometimes, all sorts of stuff. Like, and this one's got skulls and stones. Very cool. Love them. So this is where I come back actually and do just a few more of those like tentacles, spikes. I don't even know. I think they're tentacles. To me, they look like tentacles. So I give them this like that color over there, but again with the rigid brown and a cultist robe, just to give it a little ugly-ish tentacle look. I don't even know what to call it. Alright, now I'm going to be using some of the Zombicide Invader's Gun Black, which is equivalent to matte black from the Army Painter. So if you don't have that Zombicide paint range, you can use just their basic matte black, or any other black is fine. And I use this on the base of the model to cover up the rocks. Alright, coming back to this rigid brown, which is the Zombicide Invader unique paint. And this is going to be a dry brush on all the tentacles, just to bring out a little bit more of the edges and the ends of it, to give a little bit more detail. Alright, I'm going to be using a dark tone shade from the Army Painter, and this is going to go on the skeletons, or skulls I should say, and the spikes, or tentacles, and a bit of his sword as well, just to get a little bit more depth to those colors. I'm going to do a quick little highlighting on some of his armor, like what sticks out more, with some combat gold from the Zombicide Invader set. This is also equivalent to bright gold from the metallics paint set of the Army Painter. So if you don't have that Zombicide paint set again, you can use this. So I go over like his helm, I do some of the outskirts, I'll just slowly like dry brush quickly whatever's left on my paint, just to bring out some more like shinier parts of the armor, like where the light would hit kind of thing. I'm going to be using some crushed skull as a dry brush. This is from the Zombicide Green Horde paint set, but it's also Drake Tooth from the normal one. Just going to go over those skulls with a quick little dry brush just to get the highlights. I'm going to use some pure red for his eyes, and some mythical orange also for his eyes, just to go right on top of that. Give him a really scary look. And that is the Chaos King, all painted and ready to attack the tower in Vanguard of War. Thanks for watching, take a look at my other painting videos, and have a good day.